welcome to 3Spoonies. We're your hosts, Joe, Claire, and Karen. In this episode, we are discussing our origin story because, you should probably know who we are. So join us as we dive in. So welcome to 3Spoonies episode 1, our origin story. I'm Joe from Bright Cat Business Solutions.
I'm Karen from Pony.
And I'm Claire from Sparkle's Gift Boutique.
And together we are 3Spoonies, navigating our way through life and business with not enough spoons. Now, we thought to start with, we should probably explain the whole spoon thing. And for those who've not heard of it, it's called spoon theory. And it's a way of describing an experience of chronic illness and its limitations using a metaphor. And it was created by Lady Hurst lupus, which is an invisible illness, which causes chronic fatigue, pain, and many other symptoms. And it works by each person roughly has the same amount of energy each day. And each energy unit is represented by a spoon. Healthy people have more spoons than those with illnesses that cause chronic fatigue and other problems like that. And some activities cost more spoons than others. A person with a fatigue and chronic illness needs to make decisions about which activities spend their limited time and spoons, so it may stop them doing many things that they actually want to do. So if anybody asks you how's your spoons doing, they're asking how's your energy levels doing, how are you feeling. And when you do have a limiting illness, it can be really difficult to manage those spoons. So that's spoon theory, which I thought we should just give you a little bit of info on. As we said, today is our origin story. So I am going to start with Claire. Would you like to tell us how you got into business and sort of your journey so far?
Yep, so I wasn't expecting you to start with me. I should have known that. But no, oh God, it must have been about 8 years ago now. I had to give up working part-time in the company I was in because I just couldn't do a physical day of going out to work all the time. I was trying to work, going around like the store, and I'd literally be asleep, kind of standing up, trying to refill shelves, but falling asleep at the same time. Or there was days I just couldn't get out of my bed to get in. So I gave up work part-time, got a new doctor, went back and forth to find out kind of what was going on with my life, why I was in so much pain, why I was so tired, because this was all new to me. It took about 2 years to get diagnosed with fibromyalgia and CFS. And in that time, I probably spent a good few months being really depressed because I had nothing to do. And, sitting at home with nothing to do it's just really boring. And no wonder I felt depressed. So I I needed some gifts for Dylan's school teachers. And I think it was an end of term or end of year. And I had no money. So I was like, I'll make something, get my creative side going again. And made them their teachers' gifts, which were my sparkly wine glasses, which are still really popular. And a load of the mums at the school had seen them, really liked them, and was like, oh, we want these for our friends. So I started making personalised gifts for people. And it started as a hobby. I'd go to local school fairs at Christmas and Easter. And in lockdown, it was like, oh, do I just stop it for a bit? Do I carry on? Or, what do I do? And one of my friends was like, set up a website, take it online, get serious with it. So that's what I done. And I wasn't ready for the whirlwind that came with it because it has been a bit insane. I have learned a lot. I have made many mistakes. I've learned new limits that I have and don't have when it's really busy like Christmas and I work 13, 14-hour days making stuff. It's not the way forward. I get too tired. I make too many mistakes and I need to learn to listen and stop. But do I? No, I don't. It's a vicious cycle. I should know better, but I don't.
We all need to learn that.
Yeah, definitely. It's something we all need to learn. But I don't know. I think working from home as well, it's like setting up a business and taking it in a more serious way. It's given me more freedom to do more. I really appreciate the time that I have at home with Dylan and work around him. So for people that don't know me, I've got a 19-year-old son who has autism. He's limited verbal wise. But yeah, to get to spend the time with him and to make those memories, all the stuff I missed out on when he was little is absolutely priceless. So I fit it around him, I fit it around my bad days. And yeah, business is just going well. It's going from strength to strength. I have massive ideas to take it further and have to remember I'm a person of one. Don't push myself too far. Still learning. I think that's pretty much most of my story. Was that enough or do you want more?
That's good for now, I think. So now it's time for some spoons full of loveliness. Loads of great things from our sponsors.
SNOAP introduces a groundbreaking approach to personal care. With its solid soap and shampoo dispenser, this innovative device accommodates two bars, transforming them into a delicate powder for utmost efficiency. These bars are capable of providing over 2,000 hand washes, 333 showers, or 666 hair washes. Not only are they cruelty-free, with the majority of them being vegan, but they're also completely single-use plastic-free. SNOAP stands out as not only the champion for your skin and hair, but also as a friend to both the environment and your budget. And there's a special treat for our listeners today. The generous Lady SNOAP has provided us with an exclusive discount code, Spoonies Love SNOAP, which grants you an additional 15% off your purchase. How wonderful is that? Head over to www.snoap.com to start shopping now and take advantage of this fantastic offer. How I Became a Butterfly, Creative Tools for Coping with Life and Chronic Illness, self-published by Amanda McKinlay in February 2024. The book is a life story and self-help book rolled into one and offers a host of wellbeing tools, all used by Amanda herself in living with life with fibromyalgia, aimed at helping both those with chronic illness and those looking to enhance their general well-being to find and spread their wings. Do you ever feel like the business world just isn't built for your unique brain? You're not alone. Millions of neurodivergent entrepreneurs struggle to find the connections and support that they need to thrive. That's where Neuro Networks comes in. By building a community of neurodivergent business owners built on unmasked connections, fostering genuine collaboration, you can forget false networking and awkward small talk. Embrace your authentic self, because great minds don't think alike, and that's what makes them great. Join exciting events, workshops, and online forums. Find your tribe, share your ideas, and take your business to the next level. Find them on Instagram at neuro_networking and unleash your full potential.
Welcome back. We are continuing our discussion on our origin story. And it might be disgusting, who knows? Karen, would you like to tell us your story?
Yeah, well, mine's a bit different because most of it happened entirely by accident, if I'm honest. So I was working for my former employer, who shall remain nameless, and I ended up that I had a workplace injury, and someone mentioned welfare to work, but it was phrased to me, oh, it's a right faff, you have to apply to Wales and you might get a comfy chair out of it. So I went, oh, that sounds terrible. Why would I bother for that? The company's bought me a comfy chair. Surely I have no need for this. And I'd worked out that if I pulled out the second drawer of the filing cabinet, that was the perfect height for a standing desk. So I'm like, everything's perfect, everything's fine, nothing could possibly go wrong. Yeah, I was incorrect on that one. So I ended up having some minor surgery, came back a lot sooner than I should have on reflection. And I came back with a perma migraine. So every single day, migraine. And I know some people go, oh, did you have a bit of a headache? And it's like, no, I couldn't see, I couldn't think. There was one point when my colleague had to drive me home because she's like, I'm not letting you go on your own. I don't think you'll get there. And I forgot what my address was. Like my brain could not recall where I lived. But luckily I remembered I live next to the windmill and there's not enough of those in Nottingham for it to have been a problem from there. So I was driven home. I ended up having quite a lot of time off because I wasn't really functional. And I was given special permission that I didn't have to phone in sick. I could text if I couldn't form a coherent sentence. And my line manager said he always knew when I was genuinely ill because I wouldn't have any punctuation in the message. He'd be like, oh, no semicolons? Must be poorly sick. So this continued for a while, and I was called into a meeting about my migraines. And I thought, oh, that's nice. Are they going to replace the fluorescent light in my office, which probably would have saved easily a third of my sick days. But what they did was to tell me that over the next 8 weeks, if I had more than 3 stress-related migraines, they were going to put me through disciplinary. And they didn't use a euphemism even, it was disciplinary. So my brain's going, I'm going to get sacked and I've got disciplinary on my record, no one employ me again, what do I do? And with hindsight, what I should have done was go to the unions and say, they can't actually put me through disciplinary for being ill, can they? But what I did was I turned around to them and said, I don't want a disciplinary on my record, I'm giving 2 months notice, bye guys, I am out of here. And all my friends at work were like, yeah, good for you. Go and do something else. And all my friends out of work were like, yeah, brilliant. You'll stop moaning about how much you hate your job all the time. And they were right. That's all I ever did. So I put together this plan. I had a color-coded spreadsheet for how much I could spread out doing some temping, selling some jewelry, which is what I was doing at the time. And it was like, okay, yeah, that'll even out all right, actually. I can do that. And then time progressed and I was selling my jewelry, I was doing social media stuff. And more people were asking, well, could you tell us how to do social media stuff? Could you do something at the local community centre to help people who are starting out? And this sort of kept happening. And I sort of went, oh, all right, yeah, I could do that. So time progressed and I was doing some stuff at the local college. I was walking in every day, about 45 minutes. I was on my feet all day. And then I caught COVID, which I wouldn't recommend. On reflection, huge mistake. And suddenly I had no energy. Like, it was effort to get to the bus stop. It was like, is there some way I could divert the road so the bus could come slightly closer to my house so I could get to work? And this employer, to be fair, were amazing. They looked at stuff they could do to help with migraines. Like, could we move you to another building where there's better lighting, better ventilation? Could you go on flexi time? And honestly, they did everything they could have. But I had to say, do you know what? I don't have the energy to do face-to-face stuff anymore. It's just not feasible. Well, I can do it, but then I have no life afterwards. It's like I work, I come home, I sleep. That's it. So I switched to doing stuff online, doing stuff in chunks, doing stuff how it works for me. So it wasn't the initial plan, but it's what's happened. It's worked quite well. I've been on my way into it, and honestly, I'm quite enjoying it. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell, really.
Thanks, Karen. Yeah, it's very much a just bimble into one thing to another. And
It's a
yes,
thing.
it works. I suppose I should tell you about my story. Previous to being self-employed, I worked in an arm's length NHS body running ethics committees for medical research, and for 6 years I absolutely loved it. And then one day I'd done a meeting on the Friday. I'd been a little bit under the weather for a few days, and then I got up one morning and half my face didn't work, which was a little bit panicky to start with, because we did what everyone would do: went, is it a stroke? So we did the stroke test and turned out, no, it was just my face that didn't work. Everything else seemed to be fine. So I did a quick Google and found the words Bell's palsy. I booked an appointment with the doctor. I trundled in at 9 o'clock. I'd been up for about 4 hours at this point. I was getting quite tired. And he did the stroke test. And obviously I was a little bit sluggish by that point because I was tired. And then he called an ambulance just in case it was a stroke. It wasn't, it was Bell's palsy, which is the fifth facial nerve has become disconnected and therefore your face doesn't work. And I was told that it can be quite painful while it's reconnecting and sort of getting back to it. I was on strong steroids for 10 days and, there was a lot of issue with fatigue. Now, me being me, went, no, that's fine. I've had migraines all my life and I've always been tired. I had a bug of thyroid for a while. It'll be fine. I was not prepared. I have never been in so much pain while those nerves reconnected, and the fatigue just hit me like a brick wall. I did, however, spend a lovely 2 months over the summer sat outside watching my birds in my aviary. And Ben would come home from work and ask, have you been sat there all day? And I couldn't tell him because I just kind of brain fogged my way through the day. And that took 2 months for everything to come back, and I went back to work. And then it got difficult, because it was only a 45-minute commute into town, but that would sap all my energy for the day, and I'd really struggled. At the same time, my work were going through a reorganisation, a restructure, and they turned my lovely varied job into monotonous hell. I think after the changeover, I lasted 3 weeks before I had a breakdown, because not only did they turn it into monotonous hell, they wanted 50% extra work when we were already flat out. And when you're struggling with fatigue, that's not happening. So I went off sick again. This was about a year later. My brain's gone. That happened. And yeah, I decided at that point while I was off that I needed to work from home. Commuting into town just wasn't something I could do anymore. And so I asked on Facebook, what can I do? I need to work from home. And my friend suggested I become a VA, which I had never heard of. I did some research, and about a month later, as I was getting ready to go back to work, I was set up and ready to go. Offering basic admin at that point. I then spent the next 3 months trying to do the full-time job and network on an evening and a weekend or on my days off. That was really hard. Obviously, it didn't really get any work because I was wrecked. And then I relaxed for a couple of days at Christmas, and I just couldn't go back. It's like I can't do this job anymore. I was depressed, and there was no way I was doing it. So I think Boxing Day, I sent in a resignation, which got, don't be so hasty. It's like, no, I'm leaving, I'm giving my notice, and I'm going on sick until I've come, because I can't do this. My family thankfully did say they would support me during this time because I was the main earner. And that was great. I then had the time to actually go networking, talk to people, and this was all in person. It sounds crazy now, but I do a 6-hour day for a 2-hour meeting. It got me my first client, but I wouldn't do it now. 3 months later, COVID hit, which was fun. I was about to take on my second and third client, which were an independent travel agent and a domestic cleaner. So they didn't happen. And then there was lots of flapping about for several months while everybody tried to work out what was happening in the world. My dad sadly passed during that time as well, so it was a tough time. But by the end of that year, I was actually flying again. I'd got enough clients. I was able to pay my own bills again. It was okay, but I was getting sicker. So I did eventually actually decide that, I do need to go to the doctors with this. I'm in a lot of pain, getting a lot of fatigue. It's a problem. And they did a bunch of tests. It showed nothing. So they said it might be fibromyalgia, which I assume is caused by the exact same thing that caused the Bell's palsy. And I'm now on month 16 of waiting for a referral for rheumatology to find out if it is. I assume it is, but it'd be nice if they give me some decent painkillers. And yeah,
There are no decent painkillers.
please give me some decent painkillers. And yeah, since then it's like the business has gone from strength to strength. I've added various things, changed direction because now we deal with marketing, and I brought my husband in to help out with things as well. Yeah, that's my story. I kind of bimbled my way through once I started being self-employed, but from what I understand, most people do. So that's us. Claire, do you want to give a quick plug for your business?
Oh God, I wasn't ready for that. Yes, so my business. Oh God, my brain is completely gone as well now.
Welcome to Brain Frog.
Yeah, brain fog is a horrible thing. So as much as I love making all my sparkly glasses and my personalised gifts, and I make some I do, I'm gonna blow my own trumpet. I do make some bloody good stuff. I branded us. So, we are all branded, we are Spoonies. So yeah, great personalised gifts all year round, whatever the occasion. But I also do your branded business merch as well. So whatever you're looking to get done, I am your go-to person.
Fabulous, thank you, Claire. Karen, do you want to give us a little plug?
Yes, I am from Pony Pony. I'm here to provide you with faff-free social media training because your energy is precious, your time is precious, and you shouldn't be spending your time doing stuff that makes you tired and miserable and you get nothing positive out of. Life is too short for that. Find what you enjoy doing and do more of that. 2 thumbs up, top tip for the day. And you, Jo?
Thank you, Karen. Yes, I am Jo of Bright Cat Business Solutions, and I make people visible online, whether that's email marketing or don't use social media. Come talk to me, and we'll see how we can get you sorted and brighten up your marketing. Final thing is going to be any tips for people listening in business or in life? Go for it, Claire.
I'm going to go with life first because I actually took one of my bits of advice yesterday. And I done bits around the house and worked in stages and rested in between. And it works. Will I do it again? Probably will take a while, but I'm really good for kind of getting engrossed in a project, and then 12 hours later I'm still in my office and working away and wondering why I've not eaten. I'm in loads of pain and everything hurts and I want to cry and hide in a hole. Take breaks, take the time, listen to your body. If you need like a 20-minute nap in the day, could turn into 2 hours, who knows? Take a nap. Naps are good. They are
My naps are
essential.
always 2 hours.
Mm.
It's like nap roulette, isn't it? Will it be 20 minutes? Will it be 2 hours? Will I wake up tomorrow? Who knows? It depends how bad the pain is. But yeah, I think my top tip is listen to your body, take time out to rest, and self-care.
Yeah, absolutely. Karen, have you got a top tip?
Yeah, mine would be we all sort of ended up jumping from employment because we kind of had to. For anyone who's thinking about becoming self-employed, try not to have to do that. As I said, we didn't plan it. But if maybe you're finding your health making things difficult, see what's available. Can you do a work share? Can you gradually reduce hours down? Can you talk to your local council? See, are there grants available? Is there support? Is there a way you can do it a bit more gradually? Because long term, that probably would be a better bet. And I don't think it was really available for any of us because we sort of had to make quick decisions. But if you can take the time, there's absolutely no harm in taking as long as you need to get things in place, set things up gradually, and just have a nice transition between the two. Plus, it's nice if someone wants to continue to pay you. That can be a bonus as well.
That's always a bonus. My tip is a business one. Don't put on a persona, just be you, because people buy from people and they want to know who you are. And if you are putting on that persona, people will feel like you're not telling them the truth, and it can cause a disconnect. So I would suggest not doing that. Just be you. And if you are disabled like us, be all of you. Be honest with your limitations and what you can do, because people will generally support it. So thank you all for being here and joining us 3Spoonies on our origin story. We'd love to know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for our weekly podcast and leave us a review. You can find us on social media, and we'd love for you to join us in the Business Success Network for Disabled Entrepreneurs Facebook group. You can also buy us a coffee if you like what we do. All the links will be in the show notes. We'll see you next week for community questions. Have a great day and keep track of your spoons.